My metric number is 2711944. So today I'm going to present about our group project titled Food Delivery App. Okay, so for my part, I will present about introduce, customer registration, and add customer order. Okay, first of all, this group project represents a simple system that can be used by an online food delivery company to manage its customer information. So for my group, we already create one program to facilitate the management system to manage various orders from all customers quickly and easily. It is also able to manage and access the data of all customers easily and systematically. This can make the management system more organized and tidy in managing all problems related to customers who place food orders. Our group project title is Food Delivery App. This project is built based on the criteria that has been set. Among the criteria are customer registration, add customer order, display past orders, edit customer, list customer, and lastly exit the program. It is hoped that with the development of this project can facilitate the management system that manage all the orders of customers who order a variety of food from various parts of the world in an orderly and easy manner. Next, for the customer registration. For the customer registration interface, it will require customer to fill in their details like name, customer ID, which need to contain a 6-digit number, customer's home address, and customer's email. Whenever a new user visits your application, they need to register themselves before placing an order. This is a rule that every application follows. However, there are multiple ways to go through this process. You need to make sure that the information you ask for is no more than the information you require to deliver food to the customer. Any additional information can increase the time of the registration process, and the customer may lose interest in ordering altogether. Next, add customer order. Okay, for the add customer order interface, it will show the data for each order is the customer ID, the restaurant name, date order, and the amount paid in RM by the customer. The system will ask for the customer ID first before the user can enter the customer orders data. For example, if the customer's ID does not exist, it means the customer has not registered yet. So the system will optionally display an appropriate error message. Next, the system will optionally display the available list of restaurants, and the user will input a restaurant selected from the list only. You can create a list of restaurants based on mood, weather, and cuisine, basically all the different variables, so that the user can easily find a list of the restaurant fit for their craving easily. Then, for the date order, the system can obtain from the computer's current date instead of getting the input from the user. That's all for my part. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, my dear friend, for their presentation. Now, myself, Jagvinderjit Singh, with no metric 281688, is going to continue the presentation on display pass order. For the display pass order, if we key in the customer ID and if there is a result where the ID of the customer is found, then it will display the particular customer pass order, such as the restaurant name, the date ordered, and also the amount paid by the customer. Not only that, if there is no customer ID found, then there will be appropriate message pop out in the output, which will be there are no customer registered with the ID entered, no pass order found. So now let me show you the coding. So here we can see the coding for display pass order. The system out print in will be displaying the pass order of a customer, enter the customer ID. So once we have entered the customer ID, the restaurant name, the date ordered, and also the amount paid by the customer will pop out in the output. If there is no any customer ID found, then there will be a pop-out message where there are no customer registered with the ID entered, no pass order is found. Or either the customer have not placed an order yet, no pass order is found. Moving on to the next, edit customer. From our coding, we can edit our customer. We can also modify and also change the customer details such as the customer name, the customer home address, and also the customer email address. So now let me show you the coding. So this is the coding for edit customer. We can edit the customer exiting details such as the customer. We can edit the name, ID, home address, and email in the system out printing for SOP. So when the system out print, we can see that enter the customer to be edited. Once we have choose that, enter the details to be changed. We can choose either the name, the address, or the email. So let's say if we choose the name, there we can enter the customer new name. So once we put our new name, after we save it, the system outprint in the output will be the customer name has been successfully changed. And if we change the address, same thing, we have to enter the customer home new address and everything. So the system outprint, the output will be the customer home address has been successfully changed. Not only that, if we enter the customer new email address, same thing, once it's successful, then the system outprint will be the customer email address has been successfully changed. Moving on to the next. This is the list of customer. For the list of customer, it will require to list all the customers that have ordered more than given number in their past order. This system will also ask the number of past order first, and then only it will list all the customers that have ordered in the past order. For example, if the number we input is 2, then the output will list all the customers that have ordered more than 2 times in their order. And also it will display the customer ID, name, and also email address only. This example input is honest lah. We can either put 2, 3, 4 and more on. We can just add for the presentation. I just put the number 2. So let's see the coding. So this is the coding. Display list of customer. Display the list of customer that have more than a given number of pass order. We can enter the number of pass order, like I say, we can enter 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So we can just put it in the output. In the input and the output will list down all the displaying list of customer. So here we can see we can put the ID, we can get the name and also email address. Like I said, it will also display the customer ID, name and also the email address only. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Atikah Binti Shamsul Majidi, matrix number 281692, and I will be continuing with point number 6, that is exit in our program. Once the customer is finished and satisfied with their order, they will need to exit the app to finalize their order. The only way of doing so is by exiting the app, or in our terms, end the program. The customer simply has to input the number 6 in the main menu. As seen here, number 6 means exit. If done properly, the customer will see on their screen the prompt message exiting the system, meaning their order is complete. Here on the screen, you can see our algorithm flowchart for our program, which consists of 6 methods, which are customer registration, add customer order, display past order, edit customer, list customer, and exit. And lastly, the conclusion. In short, the program food delivery app performed as intended. No errors were detected during the runtime, and the customers did not face any problem making their orders. In uncertain times during this pandemic, an online system is important for our future to not only control the spread of COVID-19, but also to help food businesses stay afloat. Hopefully, our online food delivery system will be able to help these food sellers to not only improve their order tracking system, but also get more customers in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Izzah Binti Azmi. My matric number is 280114. So this is our program. We need to input between 1 to 6, and if we input other than that, we will say enter only 1 to 6. For first, we need to register the customer. Let's say it is Sarah with ID 1280114, and we can enter an address and its email, maybe sarah@gmail.com. Then, if we need to enter registration for another customer, we should here one, and let's say this city. And if we enter a customer ID that is less than 6 digit, it will say the ID must be 6 digit, enter again. So what if we enter same as previous customer, it will also say enter again as it is the same as existing customer. So we enter another ID that is valid. So we enter the address, the email also. If we enter the same as previous customer, it will say it is the same as existing customer, enter again. So we need to enter a different one. Okay, here. And let's just add one more customer, which is Majidi Ali. ID 2345667 and address 021 ali@gmail.com. So for function number 2, which add a customer order, let's say this. If we enter the one that have no customer registered with ID enter, please register the customer first. So we need to input one with existing customer. Let's say we want to add order for this customer. It will say, do you want to display the available list of restaurant? We will say yes. Why? It will display the restaurant and we can proceed to add the restaurant name. It will display the date and we can enter the amount paid, maybe 50, and we enter customer order again. Let's see the same customer, we enter the order. If we say no, and we just, if we enter a restaurant that is not available, it will say enter again and will automatically display all the available restaurant, and we can just input a restaurant from that list to add the customer order, and we just add the amount paid here. So let's add an order for customer 234567 and Sakti 60 ringgit. Okay. So for function number 3, display past order. Same goes if we enter one we don't have the customer in the database, it will say there are no customer registered with the ID entered, no past order is found. So if we enter the one that exists but have not placed an order yet, it will say the customer have not placed an order yet, no past order is found. Okay, for if we want to display the customer that have placed order, we enter the ID and it will display all the order that they have made, and we will say the average amount paid for all the past order, which is 55 for these two orders. So let's display the customer 234567 and let's use it. If we want to edit a customer detail, we enter 4 and we'll list all the customer here, and we can just choose which one we want to edit. Let's say 1, and we want to edit the name, and we input a new name, and it will say the customer name have been successfully changed. Same goes if you want to change another customer address, maybe. So just enter a new address over here. It will successfully change. Same to here. You want to change email, we can just change it using the same way. So for function number 5, list of customer with certain number of past order, let's try it. Okay. if we input 1, it will display the customer that have more than one pass order, which is only Siti, because she have 2 order, which is more than 1. The other only have 1 and 0 order. That's why only Siti is here. So if we enter 2 here, there are no customer that have more than 2 pass order. So we can proceed with another function until we are finished. But if we have no more to do, we can just exist the system. We put sheets and we existing the system. And this is all our program. Thank you.